Why? What do you think? Have you seen footage like this before?
I'm not sure. I ain't seen much of it.
Yeah. Do you know what it is that we're showing?
You're vegans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. How does it make you feel watching things like this?
A bit harsh.
A bit what?
A bit harsh.
Yeah, it's harsh, isn't it?
We don't think about what happens.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, are you protesting animal rights as well?
Well, we're protesting, these industries that exploit animals needlessly, and kill them needlessly when, we don't need to eat them or eat their products, basically. Is it something you'd ever sort of thought about, how animals are actually treated?
It's quite hard.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard, isn't it? It's like, But is it something that you'd sort of thought about when you buy stuff? Yeah. Why do you think it is that industries don't want you to know about this sort of thing?
Because you're making money.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, you're saying that? Do you know how industries? Do you reckon that's caused a lot of the abuse of animal rights because they want to get a bigger profit?
The what's caused it?
Obviously, bigger industry meaning they're going to try and cut things, get more meat out.
Yeah.
So they probably don't treat them as well.
Yeah. But what do you think is the reason why these industries exist? Sorry?
Because we eat meat.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're the suppliers.
Yeah, exactly. We're the ones who create the demand, aren't we? Yeah.
Do you know, all these cows here?
Yeah.
What would we do with them if we let them go, for example?
So if we were to, hopefully we'll get to a point where, animals will be free. They won't be on these, factory farms or organic farms or any kind of farm. Basically, so when we stop buying animal products, what we do is we we cut out our demand for those products. So we therefore demand that fewer animals be bred. And when we continue like that, not buying their products, fewer animals are bred. So we wouldn't get to a situation where we have too many cows or too many pigs or sheep or chickens because it's about supply and demand. The more we demand, if we demand it, the animals are supplied, therefore the animals are bred. If we don't demand it, then they're not bred into this kind of existence,
Wait, do you reckon if it was all reduced, they'd get treated better?
I think there would be, some farmers who would then start to really claim that yes, we do treat our animals better, which they are claiming now, I guess. But is there even the ones who are better treated in their lives? They're still sent off to the slaughterhouse. They still have their babies taken from them for dairy and things like that. So my question, I guess, would be is there a better or good way to do that?
My mum did say that because she's a doctor, she said it's good and that, but there's certain vitamins, she said B12 that we do need and we can only get from animals.
That we can only get from animals. So I haven't eaten animal products for almost 3 years, and I'm still here.
How did you find out?
How did I find out about it?
No, I mean obviously when you're choosing stuff to eat.
Yeah.
Do you have to search everything?
No. I know that as long as I'm eating a very balanced diet, which is full of things that have got protein, B12, vitamins, calcium, things like that come purely from plants, not from animals, then I'm going to be fine. I'm not going to be nutrient deficient. But I also do it. I do it with these guys in mind, with the animals in mind, because I could easily get some nutrients and some B12 and things like that from meat, but I choose not to do it because I think I don't want to contribute to this, which I'm sure you probably agree with. Yeah. Also, do you know where the animals got their B12 from and their vitamins from?
I don't know.
Just take a wild guess.
It's probably if they're vegetarian, they're going to get it from some vegetables.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, from plants.
Yeah.
So it's sort of being filtered through their body, which is kind of weird when you think about it, isn't it?
Do you reckon they have different digestion?
cows do have a different digestive system to us. They have 2 stomachs, but that doesn't mean that that we're perfectly designed to eat plant products and not animal products.
You know when you say meat eater, like would you associate with meat eaters like as friends?
Yeah, I do have friends who are meat eaters.
I've seen some vegans that are quite aggressive. Like sometimes you see on the news and that, where they livestock farms and that, they're like
and they're
trying
what?
to stop the lorries and that.
Yeah. I've done things like that sometimes as well. What do you think of things like that?
You're getting your point out of it.
Yeah.
You just aggravate a lot of people.
I don't really get much aggravation nowadays. It used to a little bit, but nowadays it's more like, it's more peaceful. And also it's just an opportunity as well for the animals inside to get, they're going to go into the slaughterhouse and be killed, but for the next ones who would be killed, we're getting the message out there to people about, if you can't, look at the animal in the eye in this footage and say, yes, it's fine to kill you, then, why pay for that to happen? Do you see what I mean? Like, because when we buy animal products, we're basically paying for that process,
I probably wouldn't go as far as veganism, but maybe like protesting, maybe like reducing like the consumption of money.
Yeah.
And also like animal rights and that.
Yeah.
Like if they get like a chance to run around, they get their own space. I've seen that you see some factory ones, but then you also see some places like up north and that, which is like massive fields.
Yeah, but do you think that so if I have, I don't know, if I had maybe a child and I let them run around a lot and I let them be free and everything like that, but then I decided that I wanted to kill them and send them off to the same slaughterhouse as other children who would maybe see if we were being killed as humans, if we were being sent off to the same slaughterhouse as other humans who hadn't been treated that way, would it justify, would me having treated this particular child nicely justify sending them to a slaughterhouse?
I get your point, but like obviously that's the same species.
Yeah.
A cow wouldn't do that to its own species.
A cow would what?
A cow probably wouldn't do that to its own species.
No, they wouldn't, would they? No. But do you think just because they're different species, that means they don't like have feelings?
They do, but obviously, what about like third world countries?
What? Sorry?
Third world countries, like poorer countries, how would they cope?
Well, actually, a lot of the time in poorer countries, what you'll find actually is largely their diet is actually vegan, because like things like rice, and in those countries, animal flesh, meat is a luxury and it's quite expensive. The cheapest staples that a lot of people in those countries sort of live off is rice, grains, pulses, beans, chickpeas, things like that, and they live quite healthily, I think, and quite sort of, that's actually the cheapest sort of food to buy.
I do reckon you probably do need some, in my view, but definitely reduce it. That's like
Yeah. So, what about when I said to you, I haven't eaten meat for 3 years, and I'm still here, and everyone here hasn't eaten meat for ages, and they're still vegan, and still alive. So.
Do you have to eat a lot of artificial stuff as well, though?
What do you mean, like supplements and things?
Yeah.
So I only take I take 1 multivitamin a day, and I take 1 supplement a day, and the rest of the stuff I get from food. The rest of my vitamins. I take B12, which is recommended anyway for even people who are eating meat, and I take a multivitamin. But the rest of my vitamins and nutrients I get from plants, from food, basically. So I don't need to supplement that much.
Well, what do you think of how they always advertising like the meat-free burgers?
Yeah. I think those are great. I think those are absolutely great. As long as they're vegan ones, meat-free burgers, because sometimes they can have milk and eggs in them. But yeah, I think it's really, really good. And if it's providing options that mean that animals don't die,
That's where a lot of dairy,
Yeah.
you're not killing them. Like.
They're not what?
With dairy, you're not killing them like with milk. Like.
So, well, I don't think you don't have to kill the cow like to get the milk out of them, but they do end up dying in the end because basically, do we see if we can show? Do you want to see like some footage of some dairy? It's really hard to see, but you know, it's kind of important.
I'll search it later.
Sorry?
I'll search it later.
Well, basically what happens is the dairy cows, to even produce milk, they need to have babies, just like human women, you know. So their babies they'll carry their baby for like 9 months and they'll give birth, and then within like, you know, 24 to 48 hours, that baby will be taken away from them because we want the milk, you know. Which, if you think about that, then who is the milk made for? The baby cow, or for us?
What do the baby cows get? Do they get artificial?
Yeah, they get like soy formulas and things, and they're put in like these little hutches away from their mother. You know, they want the comfort from their mum, and like they're taken away from them.
Do you know what years?
And then if they're male, because they don't produce milk, they'll just be shot. So, you know, when I get that, you know, on the surface of things, it doesn't look like there's any death involved, but sorry.
How do they reproduce?
Well, they will have like one male bull cow.
So like the alpha.
Yeah, like the bigger, stronger types of bull cows. They will get like forcibly. They'll forcibly ejaculate them basically, and like, you know, and they'll keep them in solitary confinement for months, you know. Yeah, it's a horrible thing to think about, isn't it? And that's all in dairy. That's all, you know, just that one purchase.
Is there a more humane way of doing dairy?
Sorry?
Is there a more humane way of doing dairy?
What do you think? Is there a more humane way of doing all the things that I've said?
No, I mean...
So a sort of nicer way.
Obviously, like, years ago in farming,
Yeah.
when everyone was more agricultural, they've done the same thing as what they did there.
Yeah. Well, back when it wasn't so big, they maybe wouldn't have taken the calves away from the mother, for instance, but they would have still sent the dairy cow off to slaughter when she can't produce milk anymore, which is what happens today.
Wait, you know what you said about the male cows?
Yeah.
Wouldn't they be allowed to grow until they're older? Because
they don't allow them to grow till they're older because it's an extra expense. Because it's all about money, you know. It's money for killing basically, which is immoral, you know. It's really expensive for them to feed them and to everything like that. They do send them off to other countries sometimes for veal. But they only send them off to other countries because we oppose veal here. It's like people are like, veal, no, that's a baby, that's horrible. But they don't understand that, like, when you're buying dairy, that's what you're buying, basically. You know. Yeah. Would you like more information? Like we've got some leaflets and some info. There's nothing really graphic. It's just like, you know, what we've been talking about and stuff.
I'll be right.
Okay. Thank you.